Today's video. If you're new here, my name is Nadia. I'm the creator of the Abundance Archetypes. I'm a financial quantum healer, light language facilitator, and author, new thought author, living in Hawaii. And today I want to talk all about how to bring more money into your soul business with ease and why maybe it's felt a little bit challenging and there's been some resistance with your money flow. So, what I've been able to discover after working with women over the last couple of years is that a lot of us, as soulfulpreneurs, heart centered entrepreneurs, we are looking so much to the external of how to run our business, how to create our offers, our services, and how to attract money. And while, yes, there's so many amazing strategies out there and tips and insights, I'm here to remind you that you can also create the tips and the insights and the strategies and be the innovator within your business and really create strategies that work for you based on what you internally know is the best for you. And I know a lot of times we get so pulled in all these different directions that it almost overwhelms us in knowing which actions to take next because we have gotten so pulled away from our own genius in a sense. And I'm here to guide you back to yourself, guide you back to your own genius within your business, within your work. And I do this by helping you connect to your abundance archetype. So, what I have found in working with women is the majority of them, and I totally understand this because I was this way too before I really started working with my abundance archetype and really strengthening my most powerful ways to bring in money and abundance into my business, create the dream life that I'm living today, really elevate the life I'm living today in Hawaii, living an abundant life with my family here, being able to go to the beach and enjoy our life and really focus in on running a business with ease is when I started to really work with my strengths and really became aware of my challenges so I could also strengthen those instead of working against my strengths. And that's by really focusing in on your own unique way of doing things. Too often, as female entrepreneurs, when we start our soul business, when we really tap into our calling and we get our business off the ground, it's kind of in that maybe startup phase. We're thinking of it as a small business, but then we want to go bigger. We start looking to all these other strategies outside of ourselves. And we know innately what we're supposed to be doing, but sometimes we get a little disconnected from it, and it's okay. It happens because we're seeing so much of what's happening on the online space of, well, we need to do it this way, we need to do it that way. And while a lot of these things work, a lot of times we're learning strategies from people who have completely different abundance archetypes for us than we do. And that's why there's a resistance in some of these strategies. That's why maybe it works in the beginning for a little bit, or you get a little bit of a win here, but then in the long term, you find it not really taking off the way you imagined it to. And it's because you need to hone in on your own unique strengths. Once you understand your abundance archetype and what your strengths are, and really see where your challenge areas are, I'm telling you, it gives you so much clarity on how to move forward and what are the right actions for you to take within your business to really bring the money to you instead of it repelling in a sense or it being counterintuitive. A lot of times we're taking actions within our business and it's just working against us instead of with us. And so, as an example, one of the abundance archetypes is the mindful money manifestor. And this might be yours. This is one of, I would say, the second most popular archetype that I see. This is my main archetype. And this archetype is meant to really use their voice, teach and speak what they know. But a lot of times, because we are looking at external, we're maybe teaching what we've learned from someone else instead of our own unique story, our own unique experiences. We're teaching based on what other people have taught us, based on their strategy, based on what has worked for them. And then because we're not really speaking our authentic truth, we're wondering, well, why isn't it taking off? Why isn't, I created a course on this topic, for example, like I was working with a female entrepreneur. She had created a business, a really successful business, off of Pinterest. And she was teaching all these strategies and these tips. And then after a while, it just wasn't taking off anymore. It it came to a good start. There was a good launch. She had a good thing going, and then it just things started to fizzle, and she couldn't understand why. And when we really dove into it, she wasn't really passionate about teaching about Pinterest. She wanted to teach about other things that she had experienced. And the strategies that she had learned on how to grow on Pinterest was based on something she had learned from someone else. It wasn't her own unique insights or tips that she wanted to teach about Pinterest. And that's why it started off good and she had some success with it. And this might be you as well. But then over the long term, it just kind of started to fizzle. And she didn't feel fulfilled and things weren't really exploding the way that she thought that they were going to based on when she started. And so she ended up pivoting and really focusing on a new direction within her business and was able to really tap into what her soul was calling her to do. And she was able to actually bring in money based on this because she stopped trying to make money based on what someone else was telling her she should do or based on what she thought other people wanted her to do. It was based on her internal guidance. So we have to go back to the internal. We have to go back to what we feel really truly called to teach and speak on, especially if you're a mindful money manifester. But even within whatever your archetype is, it's about going back to the fact that you are the innovator. You are the one that is meant to create the strategy based on your unique archetype. And while, yes, like I said, these techniques, these strategies, the things out there on the online space, they can work for a time, they can work to kind of get you set up, and you can see some success with it. Over the long term, not only is that feeling like something's missing, like you're not doing exactly what you're meant to do is going to start to creep in, but it's also going to not really be able to explode and really turn into that global empire that I've been talking about, your soul business empire, because it's not really truly based on your unique strengths. It's based on the external. So I'd invite you to look at that today within the work that you're doing right now. Is it really based on what you truly feel called to do? Do you feel like you're tapping into your strengths, or do you feel like you're kind of giving that power away? Because it's really time to take that back and really focus on how you can strengthen your abundance archetype to really bring money into your business with ease. And if you're not sure what your abundance archetype is, I have created what I call the Decoding Your Abundance Archetype Wealthy Workshop. It's going to be down in the description. I would invite you to go ahead and take the workshop and then let me know which one resonates with you the most, and then we can really dive into even further how you can use your archetype to start creating the offers and the services and the products, or even just enhance what you already have based on your archetype. And I'm telling you, once you start focusing in on this way within your life, within your work, it's almost like it takes that friction that you're feeling, that kind of uphill battle. I like to think of it as like you have this rock and you're sort of pushing it up the hill. It takes that away and it just makes it so much more seamless. And you'll start to finally feel like it's almost like a breath of fresh air, like, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I'm working with my strengths. Now I'm working with the things that are going to help me move my business along instead of working against it. And it will also show you where the challenge areas are within what you're doing to attract money into your business and give you insights on how to actually strengthen them. Because there are 5 archetypes that I've been able to discover. You will really connect to one as your main archetype. There might be 1 or 2 that are maybe sub-archetypes, but you can strengthen all 5 of the archetypes. And once you strengthen all of them, you know which one to lead with, but you strengthen all the archetypes, it's almost like you're unstoppable within what you're doing because you really see sort of your weak spots and how to navigate them, and you see where your superpowers are and how to really dive into that even deeper and really use that momentum to strengthen your business and your money making abilities. And so I'd love for you to let me know in the comments which one of the archetypes resonates with you the most. If you've already taken the Wealthy Workshop, then go ahead and comment. I'd love to hear from you. I've gotten such a beautiful response from the archetypes. And so it's really, really beautiful to see your comments and your feedback. So I'd love for you to let me know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I'll see you in my next video.